Hello Toy Collector fans, Universal Toy Collector here and welcome to the channel. Join me today as I get this lot opened and displayed. Alrighty then, so as you can see there is a fair bit here to get opened up, including the Mandalorian's M1 Starfighter, the Naboo fighter from episode 1, and we have 17 figures in total that I will be opening up. Now regarding the Naboo fighter from episode 1, that is fully sealed in the box. I'm still not 100% sure as to whether or not I want to open that up yet. So I will probably leave that to last if I do open it up, because I might change my mind. But what we're going to do is, we're going to start with the Mandalorian's M1 Starfighter. So here we have the Mandalorian's M1 Starfighter, and yes, I know I'm very late to the party when it comes to this particular vehicle, as it has been out for a while, but what can you do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the box, I'm going to open the box, look at the vehicle, then get the vehicle in the display. So let's just take a quick look at the front of the box only, and I've got to say, really liking that image. Awesome stuff. You've got the Kenner logo here, you've got the racetrack here that's synonymous with Star Wars. You've got an image of all the bits that come with the vehicle itself, including this stand, which I will be using for this particular vehicle. And then you have another stand here as well, which I will be using for the Naboo Starfighter if I open it. And my opinion is, I think every vehicle should come with a stand. Yes, it might cost that little bit extra, but I don't mind paying that little bit extra if you've got a display stand with it. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Right, that's enough of the box in. Like I said, it's just going to be a very quick look at the box. Let's get it open and let's get it displayed. So here we have the inner tray then. We'll just move this out the way. Out the way there. And let's just have a look at the figure. There we go. Fantastic, liking that. Unpunched. Decent condition as well, liking that. So this figure will be staying on the card. And at some point, I might think about getting this graded. I'm not 100% sure. So I'll just pop that there for the time being. Then here we have part of the stand. Liking that. Very good. Let's get rid of this. And then here we have all the other different bits and bobs as well. So... oh, you can't really see there. Yes, you can. Move that out of the way. So, yeah. So, you've just got the main part of the ship here. Another part of the stand here. The engines. The tail. And then all the other little accessories that come with the ship. So, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this out. Put it all together. And have a look at it. 2 seconds. So then, here we have the Mandalorian's M1 Starfighter all put together. And I've got to say, it went together fairly easily. So, no issues there. However... I did miss this rod here. That's supposed to go in this tail fin. So before we put the tail fin on, this rod slips into the back bit there. But I've put that on first and now I can't get the thing off. So I'm not too sure how important that is. So that'll just have to sit there for the time being. But overall impressions, oh yeah, I really like it. I think it's great. It does look fantastic. The display stand, wow. I just think it adds that much extra to the vehicle when it's got a display stand. So TVC, Hasbro, please, when you're doing these vehicles, put a display stand in, especially for ships and stuff like that. It just gives it that extra added dynamic and it makes it look so much better. And look, like I said, I don't mind paying that little bit extra if you're putting a display stand in there, because it really does add to the overall look of the ship. As always with these kind of things, I do have a slight nitpick. It does look fairly plasticky in parts, so I think a better wash would be more helpful to give it that more realistic lived-in look. But, you know, I think the falls definitely outweigh the cons on this for sure. Absolutely brilliant. So as you can see, I've got little Grogu sitting in the top bit there. Then you have this little bit here where you can put your R5 droid in. So I need to get an R5 droid at some point. And here's the other stand I'm thinking about, or I was talking about, should I say. But you've got this little nubbin in it, so I'm not too sure if that's going to house the M1 Starfighter or the Naboo fighter. We'll have to see. And then again, we've got the carded Mandalorian there. So yeah, really liking it. Overall, really happy with it. It's going to look absolutely tremendous on display. And talking of which, I'm going to go put it on display. And then once I've done that, I'll get back to opening more figures. And it'll probably be the figures from the Mandalorian as we're talking about the Mandalorian at this moment in time. So, 2 seconds. So, sticking with the Mandalorian theme then for the time being, I have 3 Mandalorian carded figures that I'm going to be opening up today. I do have 2 each of these, so these guys are going to be opened, and I have others that will be staying on the card. But let's take a look. We've got Boba Fett from Morak, and he is VC252. Then we have Luke Skywalker, Imperial Light Cruiser, and he is VC264. And then we have the Clitonian Raider, and he is VC266. So yeah, so before I get these open, I just want to have a quick look at the card backs one by one. So we'll start with Boba Fett. One of my favourite card backs. This is an absolute awesome image. Wow, really liking that. And I was absolutely thrilled and delighted and excited to see Boba Fett turn up in The Mandalorian Season 2. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. The figure looks great. Cannot wait to get this guy open and displayed. So if we turn it round, it's just your typical TVC 2.0 back of the card there. Nothing very exciting there. So, yeah, but looking forward to getting him displayed. And then we have Luke Skywalker, Imperial Light Cruiser. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was quite emotional when Luke turned up at the end of Season 2 for Mandalorian. Wow. Absolutely wow. And then I went on like YouTube after that and watched people's reactions. And yeah, it was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a fantastic ending that was. Superb. And yeah, brilliant stuff. And again, your basic TVC 2.0 card back there. So yeah, looking forward to getting him open. And then the Clitonian Raider. Again, pretty cool seeing the ATST in the Mandalorian there. So I thought these guys were pretty cool. Debating as on or whether or not should I say to get one of these. We shall see. There's no real rush. But I had an opportunity to get one when I was out in Florida in I think it was 2019. But I passed on it because I couldn't get it in the suitcase. But yeah, I wish I'd have got it now. But there you go. Well, I might get it one day. We'll see. And again, yeah, average TVC 2.0 card back. Right, so what I'm going to do off screen, take these guys off, and we'll have a look at them once they're out the cards. So here we have the 3 figures off the card backs, and I'm going to say overall impressions. I like them. I think they look pretty cool. But, however, I do have my nitpicks. So let's start with Boba Fett. Probably one of the better figures that I've seen in TVC. Loving the green. I just love the way he looks. Awesome stuff. But what is going on with his weapon? It's as floppy as me after a couple of beers. It is that bad. I cannot get him posed how I want to get him posed. I can't have him holding the weapon how I want him to. Because A, it keeps bending and flopping out of his hand. And B, I can't get his left arm round to hold the gun properly. So he's going to have to be displayed as is. Great figure, but that weapon, absolutely atrocious. Not very good at all. Then we have Luke Skywalker. So obviously he's an older sculpt with the older style hips and tooling. But, you know, for an older figure, he looks pretty decent. And he will be posed as you see him now in the display. Yeah, I mean, Luke Skywalker, what more can you say? Yeah, liking it. He comes with his lightsaber hilt and the blaster that he had from Return of the Jedi. So overall, happy with him. Like I say, he's an older sculpt with older tooling, but I'm not going to let that take away the fact that it's Luke Skywalker and he's a decent looking figure. Moving on then to the last figure here, we have the Clitonian Raider. Again, an older sculpt, but I'm fairly happy with him. It would have been nice if he had a holster to put his weapon in, but, you know, I'm just going to have to display him as is. But yeah, overall, like I say, really happy with what I'm seeing in front of me. They will add to the display. But, you know, obviously like nitpicks, but it is what it is. Anyhow, so I'm going to get these in the display now, and then I'm going to show you what I've done with them and where I've put them. So, yep, give us a minute or two. Alrighty then, so the M1 Starfighter is where the Empire Strikes Back Slave 1 used to be. So I've moved that down a couple of shelves, but, yep, liking that. It displays so well, really happy with that. Fantastic looking vehicle. And then we've got the Razor Crest there with some of the key characters from Mandalorian Season 1. So that's looking pretty cool. What I might do is I might take this Mando out and just put him in front of the M1 Starfighter there. So we'll see about that. Then if you come down, got the Navarro Cantina here. So yeah, that's not too bad. Then we've got Moff Gideon, Death Trooper, and the Imperial Transport at the back. I'll probably get that Death Trooper 4-pack just to fill those out a little bit. Then we have Season 1 Mando figures here. There's a Klatonian Raider. I think I've got most of them from Season 1. I'm not 100% sure. Need to check. But then we have Luke, Boba Fett there from Season 2. So yeah, liking that. Pretty cool. Then down here we have the Book of Boba Fett throne room there with Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. That looks so cool. Really happy with that. Then we've got a Tusken hut just at the back there. I do have the female Tusken warrior. I will open her and put that, well, put her with the hut, and then probably end up getting the 4-pack, Tusken 4-pack from the Book of Boba Fett. And then I've got the Bantha here, and all I need now is to get the Nomad Boba Fett to go with that. And then here we have the Slave one. Now this is the one from The Empire Strikes Back. So The Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett is sitting in there. I don't really want to get the Book of Boba Fett Slave one. There's no point. I've got one already, so no point getting another one. And they do the figure loose now, don't they? So, I mean, if it was an exclusive figure and you couldn't get him loose or on his own, then I probably might have ended up getting it. But this will do for the time being. Anyhow, that is the display so far. I do have a few more figures to add to this display, which I will be opening up later on in this video. So anyhow, let's get back and open up some more figures. Alrighty then, so here are the next 4 figures that I'm going to be opening up and displaying. We have 2 deluxe packs from The Mandalorian, which to be honest, I totally forgot I had. Then I have the Tusken Warrior and Cad Bane from the Book of Boba Fett. But let's have a look at the deluxe sets first. And here we have the Imperial Stormtrooper, Navarro Cantina. Again, decent image there. The E-Web cannon, pretty cool. You spin it round, again the same image. And here you have a picture of all the bits that are included within this deluxe set. Now for me, this justifies being a deluxe set. So I can't grumble too much about that. So looking forward to getting that open. Then we have Ahsoka Tano and Grogu. Again, fairly decent image on the front, liking that. Spin it round, same image on the back. But does this really justify being a deluxe set? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think that's a bit naughty. You could have quite easily have gotten all this on a normal card back with a bubble. And I was in 2 minds as to whether to open this or not, because I've already got Grogu and I've already got Ahsoka. But she does come with a cloak on this one, so yes, I will be opening that figure. Next up then, we have the Tusken Warrior, or the female Tusken Warrior from the Book of Boba Fett. Really decent image, liking that. The figure looks pretty cool. And then you spin it around, and then you have the rest of the figures within this wave on the old style TVC 2.0 back of the cards there, which pretty boring in my opinion. And this one is VC 279. So yeah, looking forward to getting her open. She's going to go with the Tusken hut. And then we have Cad Bane. Wow, I love this. I love this guy. I just think he's awesome. Ever since I first saw him in Clone Wars, I thought, what a fantastic character. Then to see him in live action, I just thought, wow. And he was menacing. Just so cool. Loving that. What a great image. Spin it round. And again, this one's, I think that's VC283. And yeah, it's just a TVC 2.0 card back. So yeah, happy with those. So what I'm going to do then, get these open and then get them in front of you. 2 seconds. So here we have the 4 figures then off the cards and out the packaging. And I've got to say, overall, really happy with the look of the figures. However, I do have my grumbles and we'll get to those in a second. Let's start off with the Stormtrooper and E-Web cannon. And yes, I can see why they have classed this as a deluxe figure. So the cannon itself is fairly big. You've got this big old box here. And then you've got the blast effect there, which looks really cool. And I'll be keeping it on there. And then you've got the Stormtrooper with the rocker ankles, which looks pretty decent. So yeah, 100% agree. Deluxe figure. Moving on to Grogu and Ahsoka. Answer me this. How can anybody at Hasbro deem this figure as a deluxe set? Absolutely ridiculous and absolute daylight robbery. So yes, it comes with the cloth goods. It comes with Grogu. You've got the lantern here, the owl, these two little things here, and the lightsabers. You could have easily fitted that onto a standard card with a bubble and you wouldn't have had to charge extra money. Absolute daylight robbery. I don't agree with it, and I think Hasbro, you need to knock these deluxe figures on the head, especially if it's going to come like that. Not worth it in my opinion. So, but overall, I think the figure looks fantastic, even though it is a reuse of an Ahsoka figure that we've had previously. It just comes with the cloth goods. So yeah, what can you do? I mean, I've bought it, so I can't grumble too much because I did spend the money on it. But yeah, in my opinion, definitely not worth it being a deluxe figure. Moving on to the female Tusken warrior from the Book of Boba Fett. Decent looking figure, liking it. Love the style of it. A little bit light on accessories, it just comes with the gaffy stick there. But other than that, yeah, a fairly decent figure. And I'm looking forward to getting her in the display. And then Cad Bane. What can I say? It's Cad Bane. Absolute quality. Love the character. Love the figure. And I think they've done a fantastic job. So yeah, he's going to look pretty awesome in the display as well. Talking of displays, let's get these displayed. So here are the figures added to the display, and I've got to say, really liking the way they look. So there's the Stormtrooper and E-Web cannon there. So happy with that. Good stuff. I put Ahsoka and Grogu towards the back there, but is she any different from this Ahsoka? Not really, just a cloth goods cape. But we won't go too much into that. I've already made my feelings clear. There's Cad Bane. Really happy with him. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. The Tusken female warrior there in front of the hut. So yeah, happy with that. At some point, I probably will end up getting the Tusken 4-pack from the Book of Boba Fett. Just a couple more figures I wouldn't mind adding. One being Black Chrysanthemum and the other one being the Nomad Boba Fett to go with the Bantha. But overall, really happy with how this display has panned out so far. And yeah, pretty cool. Right, let's get some more figures open. So up next then, we have some figures from the Phantom Menace to open up. We have Anakin Skywalker, Queen Amidala, 2 Naboo Royal Guards, Darth Maul, and this awesome R2B1, which was kindly gifted to me by Adam Long from a long time ago. Now these 5 figures here, these are all re-releases of figures that were in TVC 1.0. So let's have a quick look at the card backs. We have Anakin Skywalker, so a decent image there. This is at the end of the film with the celebration. He's got that cocky smirk on his face there. Yeah. But being the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace this year, you would have thought that they would have given us some more figures from the Phantom Menace, preferably an Anakin Skywalker in his pod racer gear or when he was on Tatooine. That would have been pretty cool, but we've not got much at all, have we? So this figure is VC80. Next up then we have Queen Amidala. Not the most glamorous of looking figures, I've got to say. Fairly boring, but the image, fairly decent. But the photo reel on this figure is absolutely outstanding. They've done a great job. So yeah, happy with that. But again, as it's the 25th anniversary, you thought they would have released a figure of her in her handmaiden gear or the outfit that she wore towards the end of the film when they were having that battle on Naboo. But never mind. So VC84. Then we have the Naboo Royal Guard. Decent image, liking the card back, unpunched. Loving the colours on this figure, absolutely awesome. Old style figure with the swivel hips. So yeah, fairly basic looking figure to be honest with you compared to today's standards. But still, nonetheless, a decent looking figure. This one is VC83. And what I'm going to do is, as I have 2 of them, I'm going to do what Nick does from Only One Kenobi and do a head swap. So it looks like you've got 2 different guys there. So that's a fairly decent idea. Liking that. Then we have Darth Maul. I mean, what can you say? What an image. What a fantastic character this guy was. In my opinion, they should never have killed him off in The Phantom Menace. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the film, he dies at the end. But there you go. But yeah, I'm liking that. Comes with a lot of accessories. So fairly decent looking figure. And then spinning around. and he is VC86. So I do have the TVC 1.0 version of this figure. So yeah, happy with that. He was one of the few figures that I actually did manage to pick up when TVC was released. And then we have R2B1. Yeah, really liking this. Awesome stuff, Adam. Thank you so much. He will look pretty cool in the display. So yeah, looking forward to getting him open and getting the coin in the coin album. So thank you very much. What I'm going to do then is get these figures open, then get them in the front here. 2 seconds. Okie dokie then. So here are the figures off the card backs. And I've got to say, looking at them, I'm fairly happy with what I'm seeing in front of me. I need to take into consideration that these are older style figures. So the articulation isn't as good as what we're seeing in TVC figures these days. And I think that's my only bugbear with this set of figures here. Being the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, it would have been awesome if Hasbro could have released some more figures or updated figures. For example, Anakin Skywalker in his pod racer gear or the clothes that he wore on Tatooine. It would have been great if the Naboo Royal Guard would be released with better articulation. Queen Amidala, it would have been great to see her in a handmaiden outfit, or even the costume that she wore at the end of the film on the Battle of Naboo. Darth Maul, yeah, great looking figure. I've gone with the hood. The thing is, the cape's been all crunched up, so it's a little bit all over the place at the moment. But, you know, he's a decent looking figure nonetheless. I do like that. And then we've got R2B... is it R2B1? R2B1. Fantastic. You can't go wrong with an astromech. I think he looks absolutely fantastic, and he will look pretty cool in the display. Now, what I'm going to do is... I'm not going to put these on the in the display just yet. I want to get the Naboo Starship, Naboo Fighter open, should I say. Get that open, and then I'm going to display those figures around that ship. So let's get the Naboo Starfighter open. Here we have the Star Wars Episode 1 Naboo Fighter, and I've got to say, absolutely delighted to have this in the collection. Now, this was picked up at NEC last year, albeit I had to wait until October before I managed to get my hands on this, because this was a birthday gift from my mother-in-law, so thank you very much. Awesome stuff. And it was a decent price as well, so when I saw it, I thought, absolute no-brainer. So, yeah, managed to pick this up for a decent price, so that's pretty cool. So there's the image of the Naboo Fighter there. It's electronic as well, so it'd be interesting to see if the electrics still work. Well, they should do. I mean, it's a mint in box, isn't it? So, yeah. So here's the image on the back there. All the figures that you can get. Yes, it comes with the opening up cockpit there and not the slidey one, but I'm okay with that. This was the original release. So yeah, really delighted to have this in the collection. So without further ado, let's get this opened up, shall we? So here is the Naboo Starfighter, and I've got to say, wow, what a fantastic looking ship. And it was heartbreaking to open this up and take it out the packaging, because this was mint in box. So I will be keeping the box, absolutely. But yeah, what a great looking vehicle. Yes, I know the cockpit opens up like this and doesn't slide forward like it does in the movies, but I'm okay with that. This is one of the original releases, so really happy with that. And I was also worried about it like being displayed, because it doesn't have any legs, but so I thought I was going to use the stand for the from the M1 Starfighter, but you've got these little bits here and that bit, little nubbin at the bottom there, and that keeps it up like that, so I should be able to display that quite nicely. So yeah, awesome stuff. I know they do another couple of versions of this ship, so maybe at some point in the future I might like swing round to be getting one of those, but for the time being I'm really happy with what I'm seeing in front of me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is get this displayed, get the figure set up, and then show you guys what I've done. So here is the Naboo Fighter on display, and I've got to say, really happy with how it's looking. I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to be able to fit in here, but it has managed to fit in there quite nicely, so really liking that. And as you can see, we've got Queen Amidala there, flanked by her two Naboo Royal Guards. I did head swap one of them, so he's looking pretty cool. And then you've got R2B1 in the back there, and it'd be great to get the other droids to go along there as well to add to that. So yeah, really happy with that. All I need now is to probably get a couple of Naboo pilots, and I think that will be done for this part of the display. Here we have Darth Maul there, and we've got the Episode 1 Maul Speeder and Darth Maul there in the back. I don't know if you can see it, it's fairly dark. And then Anakin is just here. So yeah, liking that. I do have like a few of the episode 1 figures on cards, but I'm a bit reluctant to get those open. I might want to, if I want to get some and add to the display, then I'll get them loose like I did with these guys. These came loose, so yeah, happy with those. You've got the Staps there as well. I think they look fantastic. Again, why did they not re-release these for the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace? And the tank as well, liking that. And over here, I've got loads of figures that I need to sort out and get on display. So these shelves will be having figures on them at some point. I'll get round to doing that. And here are all the boxes that I still need to open up. Incredible. Loads of stuff there that I need to get opened. But yeah, so for the time being then, I'm going to jump back, open up a few more figures for this video, and then see the video out. So 2 seconds. So here we have the final 5 figures that I will be opening in today's video. 4 of them are from Attack of the Clones. 1 of them from Revenge of the Sith, which is this one here. That is Sly Moore. We have Count Dooku. This is the first time he's been released in TVC, so it's very good to see him in the TVC collection. And then Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Anakin Skywalker Peasant Disguise. These are all re-releases from TVC 1.0, to which I missed out on a lot of those figures. So let's just have a quick look at the card then. We've got Mace Windu here, looking pretty awesome. I mean, from what I can tell, he's a decent looking figure. Nice face sculpt. So yeah, happy with that. Spinning round, he's VC35 and the old standard 2.0 back of the card there. Then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, again on Geonosis in the arena there. So again, looking pretty cool. Not a bad image. Spin it round, VC31. So then we have Count Dooku. Now, I can't understand why it took so long for this figure to be released in TVC. I mean, Attack of the Clones was, what, nearly 20 odd years ago? So, but yeah, I mean, he's here now. Looks pretty awesome. I have seen other people's reviews. So, yeah, I'm liking this figure a lot. Decent card image there. And he is VC 307. Wow, 307 when you've got these guys in VC 30 numbers. Incredible. Right, then we have Anakin Skywalker Peasant Disguise. A bit of a strange figure to have out, really. But there you go. What can you do? But yeah, he's looking fairly decent. Not too bad. Fairly decent image there. Spin around, and he is VC 32. And then last but not least, we have Sly Moore. Not a bad looking figure. I think pretty standard, really basic, but looks pretty awesome. Liking that. Spin the card round. There she is there. And you got like a little bit of information on her there. Right, so what I'm going to do then is open these guys up and then take a look at them and then get them in the display. Alrighty then, so here are the 5 figures off the card backs, and I've got to say visually they do look very good, so happy about that, and I'm sure they're going to look pretty cool in the display. However, the articulation for Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker is very limited, bearing in mind these are older figures, so there's no ball jointed hips, there's no rocket ankles, which is a real shame because that's the kind of articulation you want for a Jedi, so you can get them posed in all sorts of different positions. Can't really do that with these guys. And in my opinion, it's a shame that when Hasbro re-released these figures, they kind of cheaped out and used the older molds. It would have been nice if they'd have given us a more updated mold with better articulation, especially for the Jedis. Saying that, Count Dooku, he has all the articulation you need, but being an older gentleman, I can't really see him getting into all those kind of different poses and stuff like that. So he's going to be pretty much posed as is. And then Sly Moore, well, I mean, it's Sly Moore, isn't it? Doesn't really do much in the film. She's a dignitary of sorts, so you don't really need too much articulation with her. But, however, I think she does look pretty cool. Anyhow, that's those 5 figures off the card backs and opened. Let's get them in the display. Righty-ho then, so here's the final display, and I've got to say, really happy with this. So I'm sure there's going to be more figures added to it at some point. But yeah, there's Anakin. Then you've got Mace Windu there with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and there you have the Reek, and that was kindly gifted to me by Des T, so thank you very much for that. That looks awesome. So this is episode 2, Count Dooku there with Yoda. Then you move down. I've managed to get my Clone Wars figures back out on display again, so yeah, happy with that. So you got the Filoni Clone Wars there, and then the Tartakovsky Clone Wars there, which look absolutely fantastic. I was wanting to put my animated Clone Wars figures out, but there's no room for those, so they're still packed away. And there you have episode 3. You've got some more troopers in the background there, looking pretty cool. And there's Palpatine, Sly Moore, and Orn Free Tar. So yeah, happy with that. And then move across. And then you have episode 1 there with the battle droids, the 2 Staps and the tank. Nute Gunray and Rune Heiko with the 2 security droids. And you've got Chancellor Valorum there. I've moved the ship up a shelf. You've got the figures there looking pretty cool. And then down the bottom, you've got Anakin. You've got Darth Maul there again, which was kind of gifted to me by Des T, so liking that. And another couple of Darth Mauls there, pretty cool. And then this side, we've got the Pod Racer from episode 1, Anakin's Pod Racer. And you've got 3 episode 1 figures there, liking those, pretty cool. This is the Anakin that we need in TVC, this kind of Anakin. So I don't know why they've not done that yet, but hey ho. And then there is Sebulba's Pod Racer. So that is pretty cool as well. I might want to get some other Pod Racers just to scatter around there. I think that would be pretty cool, but there's no rush for that. And then if we just pop back up on the top again, here we have the display, which I'm liking quite a bit. So yeah, really happy with that. The ships have stayed perfectly where they are. So yeah, happy with those. Awesome stuff. Now, I could have had these guys down in my Clone Wars display, but I'm pretty happy with these guys where they are. And all we need now is a decent Clone Wars Captain Rex, because the one that they've done for him at the moment is pretty dire. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyhow, that's going to be it for this video. So if you're new to the channel, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to let you know of more content. And as always, there will be more content. Appreciate you watching. Very much appreciate your support. Thank you so much. It does mean a lot. Take care, stay safe, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.